Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Wednesday afternoon, July 22nd. We are looking at Window Traders Market Profile of SPY, IWMN Triple Qs, and these bulls are relentless after sellers attempted for a couple of days in a row to just absolutely squeeze them big time. Yesterday morning, they continued today. We actually go out with a price probe and with a tremendous performance. It is so unpredictable at times as it rips lower to finally get us 9 wide and then rip up high to get a price probe. We get into the last set of single prints from the 16th. Did not fill them just yet, but we'll see if they get that tomorrow. Let's go over the other ones first before we get to SPY and ES. Triple Qs, they end 9 wide, afternoon pullback low, and a price probe. They actually had singles in L, filled them, take out L's low, and then just rip on a reverse. Amazing. They took back their entire day, trend day from the 16th, as you can see. Russell, pure P shape. They end 11 wide. I don't count N. Look at all their volume, though. All up at the top of the day. They had a gap, a small one, that held. Look at that. They gapped higher, went below it by a couple of pennies, held it, straight up, afternoon pullback. They don't probe. They end 12 wide. SPY and ES open at the upper end of yesterday's range, pull back just a little bit, and then never see the opening again as the bulls with another complete sweep. We do our checklist throughout the day, and it really is a good guide to show you who's in control. And today, once again, the bulls were in control. One of these days, I'll just blindly buy it like we basically should, because believe it or not, I only took some small shorts today because nothing was interesting me. And meanwhile, the bulls had everything checked off. We go out 9 wide. We go out with a price probe. We do not have any single prints, and we hold the trend day from the 16th, but barely. As far as my trades in A period, when we pushed up the first time, I took a short against where change took place on the 16th. I did the 435 puts, and it turned out to be a winning trade as it backed off the first time before it got above it. Didn't do anything. B, C, D. It was just pure chop for me. Yes, we were above the opening, but there was no continuity. B went up, C down, D up, E reversed, but got nothing out of it. I finally, my next trade, I mean, look, this is just pure chop for me. I actually took a short in F against the day's high because there was no tempo to it, and it paid me as it came back down to POC. Those were the 435 puts also. And then in K period, when we made a new high, I started another put play. I'm like, let's see if we come back down to POC at that time. I took some off, made money, went back, put a little back on, and then finally when L opened and took out K's high, I said, forget it, I'm out, took it off, lost small on the rest. That's it. And then I just watched M. I mean, there weren't, for me, a lot of opportunities. You could have scalped B, C, D, E, long, short, long, short. It was just such a tight range, and I just wasn't into that. So I just watched that. Again, I don't mind. I made money today. Nothing great, but we wait for the days where we really get the opportunities to make hay. And all my trades are small today. I didn't do really any big trades of any size. So as far as destinations, upside, 434.70. That's today's high. Then we have the single prints from the 16th. 434.71. Get filled at 92. That's A's low. Then we don't have anything. Then we have B's high. I use as a highest accepted price, just like I use lowest accepted price. 435.27. 436.06. That day's high. 436.51. 9 wide. We were 9 wide there, not 8 wide. I would have to update that. That's on the 14th. 437.08. I used L as the afternoon rally high from that day. And then 437.92. Weekly high, all-time high. Yep, we're in spitting distance from the all-time high again. For the downside, we have today's price probe. L's high of 434.38. 9 wide at J's low, 433.62. G's afternoon pullback low of 433.41 and today's low of 432.14. I was looking for G to pull back more to get a cleaner afternoon pullback, because that would have been a nice trade at the time against where half back was and where value low was at the time, but it never pulled back enough. And then I was also looking in J. Now again, everything changed, but value low and half back were around the same. If J had pulled back to take a long, it never got there either for me. Now, let's go to the chart, and again, I'm just going to show you SPY, weekly and daily. So remember, I said half jokingly after yesterday, well, we took out last week's low, but we're back inside last week's range. Is it possible to get last week's high and have an outside week up? Why not? Especially after today, we're only $3 from it with 2 days to go. So let's see what happens. I mean, we first have to take it out, but right now, that's the next target is the all-time high for all intents and purposes in the weekly. So the monthly is very healthy. The weekly is balance. And the daily is now back to up. We went from balance to down to balance yesterday and now back to up. Now they have another poor low they're showing. The low in SPY today is 432.14, not 431.01. So we didn't have a gap, but still, it's not as low as it's showing. I will fix that once the video ends. So again, these sellers, the blueprint off the 50-day moving average has been spectacular. 12 days one time framing up, 9 days one time framing up. Yesterday, 422 rounded out. Today's high, 434.70. We're up almost $13 from yesterday's low right below the 50-day moving average. And I was actually long there. Not for long, but I was long at the lows yesterday. Anyway, I hope you had a great day trading. Come check us out at camelbacktrading.org. Thanks for all the likes on these videos. Subscribe to the channel. Have a lovely evening, and we'll recap. We'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.